So, just an update from my little black screen video last night. I have been awake all night watching race riots, watching, the current hell that's happening in America at the moment, watching duty runs live. And so at about 3 o'clock, got a notification that Tyson Draper had uploaded a new video, and I explained a little bit about that, and now he's uploaded his interview video. So kudos, Tyson, good on you, mate. You went for it and you delivered. Barry Morphew's not going to be pleased, and he's got your number, but yeah, there's going to be millions of people wanting to see that. And it was really interesting. And I have to say, Barry Morphew, just superficially comes across as solid, no frills, down to earth, straight up dude. And one of the things he mentions in the interview and in the conversation with Tyson is that a bicycle was left down on the ground and it was moved, he felt, prematurely by law enforcement. Too many people walked through. The area wasn't actually cordoned off enough. There seemed to be just too many officers, etc., just coming straight by that area. He confirmed he definitely doesn't know what the item was that was found further along. I think he pointed away from Salida. I'm not sure though, and he mentioned a couple of scenarios which were nothing that we haven't sort of heard. Okay, one would be wild animals, and the other obviously is abduction. If we put ourselves in the position of any one of a victim's family members, friends, it's got to be excruciating. There's no escape from the panic, just that urgency. My dog went missing once when I first just moved into a small town. He got out, and those few hours without him were the worst of my life. So can you imagine, your mum, your auntie, your spouse? Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. So that's uploaded, Tyson Draper's interview with Barry Morphew. Anyone in the true crime community is going to be all over that. If Suzanne has been abducted and she is being held somewhere, she is just experiencing hell on earth right now. So she needs prayers and she needs action. So hopefully the police are getting closer to finding out what's happened to Suzanne. And maybe the food package that Tyson's found, I feel that was perhaps dropped by a cyclist. It's the type of adventurous food packet, something that would be packed for a trip. Those sort of space age high protein or those carb shot type meals where it's a lot of energy packed into a small space, so you can take a lot of food with you, perhaps things that you rehydrate with water. I'm not sure about that food package. Obviously it's been dropped there after searches have gone through, but it is interesting because it had day 4 written on it, and it had writing that superficially, again, was reminiscent of Barry's. Anywho, so that's news. So all night I was up watching stuff about the riots. Antifa, mark my words, have placed bricks loose bricks in the city at certain positions, knowing that they're going to be used. I mean, they are just, if any organisation is a sick mofo, ANTIFA are terrorists and professional agitators. And if the crowds do not understand how manipulated they are, they think they're fighting for justice, and they think they're fighting to get equality and to take control, and they are playing into the hands of the people that have the powers to bring these things that they fear down on citizens. And it is disgusting. You've got young YouTubers who should know better, though, like Jenna Marbles and Julian Solomita, basically inciting their 20 million subbies to get out on the streets. They just are missing the point. They've just lost the plot, those two. Wow. I'm actually disgusted. And a lot of the rioters seem to be young. Are they like, oh, is this the disenfranchised youth? It's like people are taking the opportunity just to get out there and experience this and feel this and commit these violent, aggressive, rage-filled acts as a kickback to everything they've ever felt in their lives, ever. This is not about race. This is not about George Floyd, who, yes, was murdered. This is just opportunists getting out there, taking a chance to express, to feel, to release, and it's very misguided. I hope it gets shut down. Thankfully, as Judy Ron was saying, a city like New York, 8 million citizens, they've got a huge police force. They've got 40,000 officers. So anything happening in New York's going to get shut down big, get shut down hard. If you're thinking of going and joining, do not, because you're not fighting for anything other than control. And it's spreading like a virus. It's spreading like a virus through the cities, through American cities, and it's like a meme. Things spread by genes, by memes, social memes, and people who think novel coronavirus, novel not because it's fictitious, novel because it's new, it's unusual. People who think that is just a crack joke, it's like a flu. Okay, look, what if the damage it's doing is not that it does kill certain people in a certain way? What if it is the asymptomatic people who are now out there fighting? They've got this COVID zombie rage, and they are spreading to others, and some of those people will be vulnerable and may die, but they're spreading something that is actually a device to get in and change your emotions, or change your brain, change your responses to things. It's opening a pathway to things, maybe, because we know it attacks the brain. It gets in the brainstem, I think, and so this is what the riots are also doing. The riots are a virus. They're spreading through American cities like a virus, and they are spreading the virus. And this is a huge situation. This is terrifying, really. And anybody irresponsible enough to say, I'm with you. Yep, this is got to get out there and fight, man. This is our chance. This is an uprising. I mean, you are missing. Wow. I mean, you're just reading things backwards. I can't, yeah. If George Floyd was a Korean American, if George Floyd was a Latin American, what would have happened? Would it be any old excuse? I mean, I don't know. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but do you know what? White lives matter, old people's lives matter, young people's lives matter, all Americans' lives matter, and it's all Americans' lives that are being destroyed, damaged right now. People are dying, and if you're going to bitch like a whiny little prick about tear gas, of course there's going to be tear gas. What do you think they're going to shut it down with? You are giving them the reason to use force and to use weapons. So think about that, because theft, aggression against your own towns, your own community, that's not fighting a righteous, you're fighting for a righteous cause, is it? It's just bullshit. Yeah, so up all night awake, now with a headache, but I'm going off to get my blood taken so that I complete this blood test project, carnivore blood test project. I don't know if anyone's had a look at, there's a video 3 months ago. I wanted to do my carnivore blood test, and it turned out I had iron overload, on the cusp of storing too much iron in my body, not good in my circulating in my blood, but yeah. So I'm trying to reduce that, and to do that I've been giving blood, and so now I'm going in to get blood tests taken to check all my levels again and just to see where I'm at. And yeah, just to wrap up that series, I thought I may as well, even though, you know, as I was saying in the part 1 of what's going to be part 2 and final video for that series, I'm just saying it all seems really, you know, relevant and small and point, you know, now in regards to what's happened since I started that series, which is the escape of, or release, you know, from Wuhan of this coronavirus, which is like something, it's just like it's something that's come in and shone a spotlight on every aspect of society, every aspect of our lives. Yeah, okay, take care. I'll speak to you later. Yeah, Tyson Draper. After I've uploaded this video, I'll link it into the comments. Yeah, be interested to hear what everyone thinks. Please write a comment if, you know, if you've got an impression of Barry. He does talk about Denver. You know, so he says he goes there to Denver to, you know, set his work crew up for the next morning. I mean, I've worked in civil construction and stuff. You know, you do your crews, you're running your crews, they start early, and sometimes you need to be there on site, you need to check ticketing, there's a lot to do, and I mean, being there Sunday night would be legitimate for that reason, I guess. He says, yeah, he's in Denver because he had a job starting on Monday morning and he wanted to prep. So, you know, and I guess that's fair enough. Yeah, really interesting. Because there's so many sides of it here. There's the way that the family seems to speak. When they mention Barry, sometimes they'll say the husband, the husband, or they don't say Suzanne's husband Barry, or yeah. So there's that. And, you know, yes, Tyson can say, oh, you know, he did threaten me a little bit there at the end of the conversation. Well, what happened there was Tyson has been asked by Barry when he's approached him, he said, where are you from? And he means, are you from which media outlet are you from? And Tyson says, look, I'm Tyson, I'm from Arizona. And so Barry is satisfied about that, and and Tyson says, I've come here to help. And Barry says, could you put your phone away? And Tyson puts it in his pocket, and it is recording, and he's actually getting Barry on camera as well. He's done a really good job. But I hope Barry doesn't feel betrayed by him, because Barry, it showed a level of naivety. It showed a level of, this capability of trust and openness. So, Tyson says, well, I'm from Arizona. So, Barry obviously didn't want to talk to anyone, on record or on camera or anything like that. So now it's been released, of course. And, kudos to Tyson Draper. Went for it. Yeah. Anywho, sorry, this is really long, 16 odd minutes. So just put it on 2.0 if you feel like you want to listen to the whole thing. I'm going to make some more Chad and Laurie videos. And hopefully have some good discussions about that with people in the comments if you feel like engaging. I really love it when you do. I don't mind what your point of view is. It can be diametrically opposed to mine. Obviously what I do is I just chat about things on my mind. I'm not investigating. I'm not researching and analyzing. I am intuiting. I'm just sort of, which is why I say things like Melanie Boudreau up to here and Melanie Gibb terrified and things like that. So look, thanks again for listening. Please comment if you've got anything to say or have something to add about it, because people often put really interesting things in my comment section, which I really appreciate. So anywho, holy moly, over 18 minutes now. God, I'm a motor mouth, aren't I? See you later.